Hello and a very warm welcome back to Tony Northeastern. It seems like a long time ago since I put that bridge in. Anyway, times have moved on, and I'd just like to say a very big thank you to everybody who commented on the last video. It was quite exceptional receiving all those comments. It must have been the biggest amount of comments I've had so far, and I do appreciate every single comment, and I do try and reply to every single one of them. Right, so the last couple of videos we've concentrated on the station, but as we keep building I am running low on windows. I built 27, and with new information gathered and new photographs received, I now need another 11, believe it or not. I have 5 there. I have one downstairs which I've been using as a template guide for marking out the plans. And I seem to have plenty of doors. I don't know why I seem to have plenty of doors. Right, so the building may be taking a back seat for a little while. Right, I've taken a break from making more doors and windows and decided to fit some handrails on these steps. I've cut my 6 posts and I've put a little chamfer on the edge of the post for the handrail coming down the slope. So I've measured the posts at 17 millimeters. 3 millimeters is going to go into the steps and into the station top. So we'll make a start on those. So I'll just put the posts in and try and get them vertically up if I can. It's just like doing it for real on site. Right, so that's 14 mil off the floor there, so I'll just leave that there. Yes, that's 3 uprights in. In the end I had to use super glue because trying to get them the tops level, they kept moving around, and as you can see they're level now on the slope. Right, so that's those 3 fixed. I'm using 1 mil square polystyrene strip for the posts, and I'll be using 1.5 by 0.25 for the handrail, which will come down like that, and just for decorative measure I'm using 0.25, just a couple of strips just to give it a little detail. That's the plan. Yeah, it's not easy doing this when you've got 3 guys watching you. You know, you think they've got something better to do rather than just standing there watching me put posts in. You know. Bit more glue on that. Right, just the centre one. Now that these 6 posts are in, I'm just going to put on the top rail. This is not the handrail, by the way, this is just the top rail which will support the handrail. looks good. Blimey, what's going on here? Looks like they've invited their wives as well. Just have a look, see what's going on. Right, I've just put in the middle rail now on the outside, so once that's dried I can trim off the ends here, here and on the tops as well. So there's only one thing left to do now, is to put on the handrail. About ready to fit the handrail. What I've done is I've curled the ends over by using a screwdriver, just wrapping it around and forcing it around just to get a curve on the end. So now I'm just going to put some glue on the support bar and glue this on. Just going to try and get it in the middle. There you go, looks quite effective, that. The handrails are now ready for painting. You notice how everybody's disappeared now the job's done. Typical, eh? And this is the rails finished off. I finished them off in crimson red like I've used on the doors. And they look quite smart. Right, so let me show you what I've done with the new set of doors and windows. What is that rumbling sound? It looks like our doors and windows have turned up. So what do we have on the back of the truck? It looks like we have 11 brand new windows. So we'll take them off. We have one door which is open, and we have the two doors for the little building next to the main entrance. We have a single door, and we have a double door. Right, so now we can continue with the build. The transport was provided by Fred of Wiltshire Castle. Thank you, Fred. I had a message from Mike Burrows regarding the booking hall for South Shields, so we'll just watch this clip.
Junction. It's a gorgeous old station with many original Art Deco features. This whole section of the Tyneway Metro is actually splendid. If you want to get out away from the hustle and bustle of Newcastle city centre and come to any part of the Metro, come to this section here, round by the coast, by the sea, down to Tynemouth. It's delightful. Delightful might even be an understatement, for if you come to ride the Metro, as you may want to after watching this video, you simply must come to see the stations on this coastal part of the network, which all retain lots of their original features back from a time when they were once part of British Rail. This is the gorgeous Monk Seaton. Old ticket windows.
And I think this is what Mike was on about, the old ticket windows here at Monk Seaton. Now, although this is not South Tyneside, this is North Tyneside, and there may have been a different company who built the stations north and south, but this has certain character to what Shields has had. So let's have a look at a photograph that I have of South Shields' ticket booth. Right, as you can see with the South Shields booking hall, there's the ticket windows there, one. They probably would have had three, just like they had at Monkseaton. But this one, I think this panelling is original. And there's a nice ornate cornice which runs along the top there. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably run a brick course around here, which will serve two purposes. It'll stiffen up the card that I'm using, and then maybe do the top half in the wooden panelling. So yeah, that's the idea I'll go with. So thank you for that, Mike. I did have a look, and I think I might blend the two together. Right, so here we go. I have marked out for the three openings for the ticket windows. I have marked out where I'm going to put a sill, and the lower part I'm going to put some bricks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to score loads of lines across, and then about a third of the way up I'm going to put in a stone cornice, and that will be painted in a sandstony colour along with the sill. And I might even do the same here and here. I might put some little sills on the top, or some little arches on the top, but we'll see how we go. Right, I have cut out my three ticket windows. I'm just going to glue this piece of brick card across all three of them. Right, we'll leave that to dry. Okay, I've sort of cut through the card, and it's still a bit damp in certain areas, but what I have done is I've stuck a new piece of card across the top, and I'll stick another piece underneath the windows to match that, and I'll paint that in a limestone colour to match. And what I will go with is what I did see at Monkseaton. To cover up those rough edges of the card, I'm going to stick these in to represent stonework. So all I've done there with the stonework going into the windows is I've marked the height of the windows, which is 10.5mm, and measured 2mm for the thickness of the card, and 4mm away from the edge of the card, and then 3mm, 2.5mm back, and then we fold it over at this line here, which gives you this result here. There, I've got the first one in. Right, as you can see, with the stonework now glued to the brickwork, it's beginning to look pretty familiar to what you've just seen in the video. And I think I'm going to leave it like that. There's just one or two things I want to do. I want to add a little sill to each one of those, which will stick out a little bit, and a cornice along that line there. And as it happens, I've already pre-cut one to go along that line there, and I'll paint all this in a sandstony colour, and we shall see what it looks like then. And above the cornice I'll paint that probably a creamy or a whitey colour, and it just changes the appearance altogether by adding this stonework along there. It don't look like South Shields one. Maybe the wooden panelling came later. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do like the look of this. And here's a little glimpse of what it looks like in situ. Here's a different angle. What I'm going to do as well is on the far wall there where the window is, I shall bring the brick along with the sandstone edge as well, just to blend it in a little bit. As you can see, I've already done it to that wall there, so if that follows that round, that should blend it in nicely. What I have noticed since I put those two walls in, here the wall is starting to come away from the platform. It's like all this building here wants to straighten itself up. Okay, I finished putting the card on now. I've added a cornice along the top there. I've also put some lettering in there, spelling out tickets. Now the lettering I'm using is from the Pico station name signs. You've probably seen them, they're these. And I've just picked out the letters out there, and it just happens to be the right height for in here. So I'm going to paint that all in sandstone colour. And then when it's all dry, I'm going to pick out the lettering in silver and then gloss it over. And then I'm going to paint this top piece probably in white. So that's what I'm going to do next. So the paint I'm using is a Humbrol 148. It's a matte colour. I'm just painting this up, and it just looks like a sandstony baseline colour. I've added a little bit of white to lighten it up, and I think with the brickwork I think this is going to look fab. Right, as you can see, I'm just finishing off the tickets just by adding a little bit of metallic brass, and I think it's quite striking. There, and doesn't that finish it off nicely? Right, here we are back at the main entrance, and I'm just about ready to fit the two internal walls to make up the booking office. So what I've done in preparation, I have put a piece of blue tack and some card in that corner and that corner, hopefully to push the station towards the platform and to keep its shape, because I don't want it to spring back. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to stick the walls in. Right, so here we go. I've only got one shot at this, getting it right. Just making sure that my internal walls are nice and flat in both sides and in both planes before I put them in, because they have warped a little bit with me applying the paint. So here we go. Not worried too much about getting glue on the baseboard, because it'll wipe off once these walls are in. Right, so that's the first wall glued in, and we shall have a look when we get the next wall in. Right, we're going to leave it like this overnight, and we'll have a look at it again once all the glue has gone off. Both walls are in now, here and here, and I've added some triangular trusses to give it some extra support while the glue is going off. So we'll have a look at it again tomorrow. Right, it's been 24 hours and I have removed the blue tack from both corners, and I'm quite pleased with the way it's held. It's pretty firm up against the platform there. There's a very tiny fraction movement there, but I'm not too worried about that. And at the other end it's even better. It's right up against the platform there, as you can see on that lower wall there. So yeah, on the whole, I'm quite pleased with the way that's kept its shape. There's not as much spring as there was, and as you can see, the book in the hall is looking good. It's just got the floor to do there, so at some point just have to paint that down, maybe add a few other details. The handrail leading upstairs, that's done as well. So we've had a busy week this week, what with the new doors and windows as well. So we'll have a quick look from this angle, which is quite good. I like looking through here because you can see straight into the booking hall, and there's a little old lady there buying a ticket, but she's got a long wait. There's no trains running. Right, I think that's all from me now. I've just got a quick shout out for Sandrews International Junction. He's only just started out. It's going to be an interesting layout from what I understand with our conversations. That he's going to have a mixture of international trains with British rail trains, so that'll be an interesting layout to look out for. That is Sandrews International Junction. Right, I think we'll leave it there now. It's still coming on, and we shall see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.